Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of The Pen of My Aunt by Gordon Daviot. This play is set in two scenes. The first scene takes place in the grounds of Madam's country house and the second scene in the drawing room of the same country house. The first scene is an extremely short scene. The German corporal spots a young French civilian who is actually a stranger seen in the grounds of a French country estate in daytime. He thus asks him to stop, which the stranger does. He does not have any proof with him, and as a consequence of which he is marched off to the corporal. The second scene opens in the drawing room of a French country house during the occupation. Occupation means the Germans have occupied France. A middle-aged woman, madam, is seen entering from the garden with a bunch of flowers in her hand and proceeds to arrange them in the vase. She is admiring the flowers when suddenly her servant Simon, a young girl, enters to inform her something. Madam then begins to lecture her on the prevailing times, as France is now occupied by Germans and it is a time of barbarism. The French thus will not take much time to turn uncivilized. She says, "One thing we still possess, thank God, and that is good manners. The enemy never had it, and it is not something they can take from us." The stranger is then brought to Madam's house in a jeep accompanied by two German army men. While the servant girl is scared to see them, Madam is however very cool and is waiting for the men to ring the bell. They do nothing of that sort, to which Madam remarks, "Yes, they have forgotten long ago what bells are for." The 30-year-old civilian, a stranger, enters and is followed by the German corporal close on his heels. This is where the play takes an unexpected turn. The stranger refers to Madam as his aunt. "Ah, there you are, my dear aunt. I am so glad. Come in, my friend, come in. My dear aunt, this gentleman wants you to identify me." However, the reaction of Madam is the turning point of the play, as she accepts him as a nephew. She informs the German corporal, "But of course, this is my nephew." The German corporal believes her and apologizes and says, "But you will admit that appearances weigh against the young gentleman." At this point, Madam and then even the stranger posing as his nephew begin to belittle the Germans and go so far as to say that the collar that the Germans wear prevents proper flow of blood to their heads, which causes varicose veins in the head. The play ends with the corporal saying, "I have only one desire, monsieur, and that is to see your papers." At this point, the Frenchman, Madam, and the young servant girl Simon come up with a clever lie that possibly the papers have gone with the clothes to the laundry, and that when the laundry returns the next day, they will show the papers to the German corporal. The corporal overhears Simon say that she has never in her life seen the young Frenchman. He confronts the others in the house with this truth. This creates tension, but then another lie is forged, and they make the corporal believe that what Simon must actually have said is that she wished she had never seen him, since he makes her slog with the huge amount of hard work he makes her do. Towards the end of the play, Madam, though is under the rule of the Germans, as France has been occupied by Germany, however, she still threatens the corporal. The audience first believed that the stranger might get into trouble, however, is saved by Madam. She even convinces the corporal to take the young man to a safer place. Thus, the story tells us an episode during the Nazi German occupation of France during the Second World War. An upper-class woman, in collaboration with a servant, outwits a German corporal and asks him drive a soldier, that is, who is a civilian soldier, of residence to a location on his way to the coast, and here ends the play. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.